Let me ask you something. Have you ever had that nagging feeling, maybe sitting at your desk or in a meeting, that your safe job, the one with the steady paycheck, might actually be the single biggest risk you're taking with your life? It's a wild thought, right? But it's one that a lot of us have. Well, welcome to Unspoken Rules, the place where we pull back the curtain on the hidden truths and, well, the unwritten rules of life that successful people seem to just know. And look, today isn't about saving coupons or which hot new stock to buy. We're going way deeper than that. We are talking about completely rewriting the operating system you use to think about work, money, and most importantly, freedom.
All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off, shall we? Let's dive right into the first and maybe the most shocking rule of all. It's about that one thing that most of us build our entire lives around, that steady, predictable paycheck. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The brilliant thinker Nassim Taleb puts a monthly salary in the exact same category as one of the most destructive things known to man. Now, he's not just saying that for shock value. It's a genuine warning. A salary feels good. It's comfortable. It's predictable. And that is precisely what makes it so addictive. It slowly, quietly conditions you to trade your time for money in a perfectly linear, totally capped exchange. And over time, it just erodes your desire to build something that can grow beyond your own two hands.
And that really is the heart of the problem, isn't it? When you're renting out your time, your input is directly and forever shackled to your output. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. Simple. But what that really means is you can't earn money while you're asleep. You can't earn while you're on vacation. And you certainly can't earn if you get sick. In that system, you are the product. You are the machine. And if the machine stops, so does the money. To build real wealth, you have to break that link.
So if the salary isn't the path, what is? Well, it turns out most of us are playing the wrong game entirely. And we're playing the wrong game because we don't even understand that there are three completely different currencies we're trading in life.
The investor and philosopher Naval Ravikant just lays this out so perfectly. First, you've got wealth. This is the end goal. This is what you actually want. Wealth is the stuff that earns for you while you sleep. Businesses, investments, software, books. The whole point of wealth is freedom. Then you've got money. Money is just the tool. It's a neutral form of energy we use to transfer wealth and time. It solves your money problems, and that's it. But then there's status. This is your place in the social pecking order. And here's the crucial part. Status is a zero-sum game. For you to get a promotion, someone else has to not get it. For you to win, someone else has to lose. So many of us get caught up chasing status, using money as a scoreboard, when we should be laser-focused on building real wealth.
So you really have to stop and ask yourself, which game am I really playing? Are the things I'm doing every day designed to build wealth, which is a positive-sum game where everyone can win because you're creating new value? Or am I secretly just chasing status, that fancy job title, the corner office, the approval of others, which is a game you can never ever truly win? So once you decide, okay, I'm playing the wealth game, what are the rules? What are the actual cheat codes you need? This is where it gets practical. These are the three things you need to build wealth ethically, without just hoping to get lucky.
Here it is. I want you to burn this into your brain. The holy trinity of modern wealth creation. Specific knowledge, accountability, and leverage. If you can master these three, you're on your way. Think of them like the three legs of a stool. You need all three, or the whole thing comes crashing down. So let's break them down.
First up, specific knowledge. Now, let's be super clear. This has absolutely nothing to do with your college degree or some fancy certification. Society can't train you for it. Why? Because if it could train you, it could just as easily train someone else to replace you. No, specific knowledge is found at the intersection of your genuine, deep-seated curiosity and your unique passions. It's that weird thing you can't stop learning about. It's what feels like play to you, but looks like really hard work to everybody else.
Next, accountability. This one's huge. It simply means you have to be willing to put your name on the line, take the business risks under your own name, own the failures publicly, and in return, you get to own the successes. The most accountable people have singular, public, risky brands. I mean, think about Oprah or Elon Musk. Their name is the brand, for better or worse. And when you embrace that level of personal risk, society sees it, and it rewards you with responsibility, equity, and eventually that final piece of the Trinity.
And that final piece is leverage. Leverage is the magic that decouples your input from your output. Now, the old world ran on what we called permissioned leverage. You needed someone's permission to get capital, to get money. You needed people to agree to follow you to get labor. But today is a whole new ballgame. We live in the age of permissionless leverage. Anyone with a laptop and an internet connection can write code or create media that works for them around the clock, no permission required.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Software and media are your own personal army of robots. They can serve thousands, even millions of customers at the same time while you're sleeping. This is the force multiplier that makes modern wealth creation possible for individuals, not just for giant corporations with thousands of employees.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. You can see it in action everywhere. On one end of the spectrum, you've got someone like Gary Vee. It's a high-effort, high-volume strategy that's perfect for big brands. On the other end, you have Naval himself with a low-effort, minimalist style. But the sweet spot for a lot of people is right there in the middle. Look at Justin Welsh. He's literally engineered a system for consultants and solo entrepreneurs that only takes a few hours a week to create high-impact content. It builds his authority and drives millions in revenue. That is a real practical, achievable model of permissionless leverage.
Okay, so having the tools is one thing, but it's not enough. You have to have the right mindset, the right philosophy to use them over the long haul. This isn't about getting rich quick, it's about playing the infinite game.
And here's the crucial idea. All the really big rewards in life, whether it's wealth, relationships, or knowledge, they all come from compound interest. And compound interest only truly works in what are called iterated games. Think of it this way. If you go to the same coffee shop every single day, the baristas get to know you, they know your order, you build trust. You're playing an iterated or repeated game. When you build a reputation for being a long-term player who creates value, people will want to play long-term games with you. And that is where all the real opportunities are.
Playing long-term games also completely changes your relationship with luck. You see, there are 4 kinds. You start with blind luck, just random chance. Then, you get luck from hustling. You're just moving around so much you stumble into things. Step 3 is luck from preparation. You become so good at what you do, you can spot an opportunity when it flies by. But the ultimate goal, level 4, is the kind of luck that finds you. This is where your specific knowledge, your accountability, your brand becomes so unique that opportunities are literally drawn to you like a magnet.
So how do you build that unique brand? How do you become a magnet? By doing something that sounds almost too easy. You escape competition entirely. In an age of infinite information on the internet, you don't have to be the best, you just have to be different. The more you lean into what makes you authentically you, your weird combination of skills and obsessions, the less competition you have, because nobody can compete with you at being you.
But, and this is a huge but, with all this leverage at your fingertips, one skill becomes more important than anything else, and that skill is judgment. See, leverage is a force multiplier. It's an amplifier. It will magnify your decisions, whether they're good or bad. With poor judgment, leverage is incredibly dangerous. But with wisdom, with the ability to see the long-term consequences of your actions, its positive impact is almost limitless.
Okay, this brings us to the final and maybe the most important part of our journey. We've spent all this time talking about how to build wealth, but now we have to ask the big question: why? What is the point of winning this game?
Seriously, think about this for a second. Let's say you do it. You follow the rules, you achieve financial freedom, you have all the money you'll ever need. Now what? What do you do when you wake up the next morning? You need an answer to that question because I promise you, wealth itself is not the final destination.
Here's the fundamental truth of it all. Money is a fantastic tool. It will absolutely 100% solve all of your money problems. And let's not downplay that. That's a huge deal. It eliminates a massive source of human stress and gives you options. But that's all it does. It is not the prize. It will not magically make you happy or peaceful or loved.
Because these are the real treasures: a fit body, a calm mind, and a house full of love. You can have all the money on earth, but you can't buy these. They have to be earned. They are skills you have to practice, habits you have to build every single day. These are the true components of a genuinely rich life.
And so, we arrive at the ultimate unspoken rule. The entire pursuit of wealth isn't really about piling up dollars in a bank account. It's about buying your freedom. Freedom from a job you don't like. Freedom to spend your time how you want, with who you want, wherever you want. Freedom from want and freedom from worry. That is the real prize.
Which brings us to the final unspoken rule of this whole thing. You can't just learn these secrets from the sidelines. You have to become part of the game yourself. The price of knowing these rules is putting them into play. So cast your vote for a new way of thinking by hitting that like button. The secret handshake is leaving a comment with the one rule that really just shattered your old beliefs. And to make sure you don't miss the next set of rules, you've got to subscribe and ring that bell. Welcome to the game.